Hi, I'm Lori Thomas, Senior Vice President of Strategic Engagement and Transformation at MetTel. Welcome to Behind the Transformation, where we highlight visionary executives who are driving strategic next-gen transformation and achieving remarkable business outcomes. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Jeff Stott, Senior Vice President and Head of Technology for Extra Space Storage. With over 4,000 locations and growing, Extra Space Storage is the largest operator of self-storage facilities in the United States. Jeff has been instrumental in leading game-changing technology initiatives to support his company's incredible growth and innovation. Hi, Jeff. Thank you so much again for hosting us here at your beautiful Salt Lake City headquarters and taking the time to share your journey. Extra Space Storage has been on such an incredible trajectory of growth. Can you share your vision on how technology underpins that growth and innovation?
Yes, Extra Space has a really great growth story. We've grown the company over 50% in the last 18 months, and in 2024, we were onboarding a new Extra Space location almost every business day on average. So our technology platforms had to keep pace with that growth, and it's a big enabler for how we grow our business. It's also got to be highly scalable. It's got to be really flexible to adapt to all the changing needs that our business has. And we also want our technology to make sure it's improving our operational efficiencies and providing our customers with great digital experiences.
That's incredible growth in a very short time. Looking back, when you first joined Extra Space Storage, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced, and how did you prioritize to address them?
Yeah, when I first started with Extra Space, the technology was aging, and we knew that we needed to re-platform and modernize some of our systems. We leveraged a lot of cloud technologies, and we created new customer experiences digitally. But we also realized that our store infrastructure was also aging. And in particular, we noticed that there was a high dependency on POTS lines for some of the really critical devices that are used for like fire panels and elevators, alarm systems that are just really important for safety of our employees and customers.
You're not alone. Those plain old telephone lines that are becoming antiquated, and it's getting worse and worse, but also the life safety lines that you mentioned. So that's truly a big challenge. And modernizing that large scale infrastructure is no easy feat.
Mhm.
Can you walk us through how you approach that transformation and some of the milestones you may have hit along the way?
Sure. And when we're talking about POTS lines in particular, that's kind of where we started.
Mhm.
And the reason why we started there is because it was just becoming harder and harder to manage. At one point, we had, over 75 telecom carriers that my team was managing, uh, thousands of POTS lines over thousands of locations, and we just didn't have the visibility uh, that we needed to really do a good job managing that. We also were looking to provide a more predictable cost model. And also with copper lines, we knew that this isn't a technology that we wanted to be on for very long. We knew that it was something that we needed to replace and modernize. So working together with MetTel, we've disconnected those analog lines and provided new solutions to connect to those devices that I mentioned earlier that are critical and important. And it also has to be done in a very smooth, methodical way. These are systems that can't really be down for very long. So that was really our challenge. And once we solved that, um, it really opened it up for a whole new possibilities that we could do. We've actually started to work on consolidating all of our mobility. We have almost 8,000 mobile devices now that we have with MetTel and in one program and consolidated. And that just makes it easier for my team to manage, but it also has driven a lot of cost savings as well. And from there, we've moved on to our internet circuits and kind of doing a similar process there. And uh, one thing I'm really excited about is the possibilities that we now have with Starlink. Um, we have some locations where internet is not very available to us. It's maybe hard to get serviceability, and Starlink has changed the way that we're able to deploy internet to some of those types of locations.
So many multifaceted transformations happening concurrently that you were driving through and really had incredible results. On the topic of partnership and collaboration, Internally in both, with your partners, how has that been critical in achieving some of those results?
We knew that we needed some outside help. We partnered with Elite Telecom Solutions, and they brought MetTel to the table. And then I'm lucky enough to have a fantastic team, very hardworking, dedicated team that is used to doing these types of initiatives. But I think it's really the combination of all three of us working together that's made a big difference. We've had experiences with other providers in the past, and they just have a hard time managing the scale and complexity of what we've needed out of them. And so this combination of all three of us working together has been a much better outcome.
This partnership is so key. And I remember when our teams all collectively got together with Elite and sat down and heard your challenges, but also some of the experiences you had before. And we made sure that all of those 30 security camera vendors and many other integration points and panels and all of the challenges that you had, we understood it, and we collectively with your team came up with a comprehensive plan and approach to tackle it. So it's remarkable what you've achieved. Of all those remarkable outcomes, a 27% savings, changing technology across 4,000 sites, moving to satellite. Of all those outcomes, what are you most proud of?
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned the cost savings, and those are substantial, and that's a big win for us. But I think what I'm most proud of is just the increased reliability for our business. We have to have reliable services, and not only that, it's just made it easier to manage with one aggregator. We have now new tools to be able to see and have visibility of what's happening at all of our locations.
That's great. And it's so nice that on top of all the cost savings that you've been able to achieve for the organization is always looking at the quality of experience for your employees and your customers, which is wonderful. So looking to the future, what excites you most about technology for extra space storage?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, Extra Space, I feel, has always been a leader in technology in our industry. But at the same time, I feel like we're just kind of getting started. We've invested a lot in digital customer experiences. We've done a lot to re-platform our technology, but I think there's a lot of opportunity. I'm really excited about some of the things that we're working on and that will come available in the coming years.
I'm excited too. I had the wonderful benefit of having a business alignment meeting today and hearing what you have on your roadmap for the organization by way of technology is just tremendous. So before we wrap up, let's end on a light note. Here's a fun one. If your leadership style could be represented by one object in a storage unit, what would it be and why?
That is a fun question. I like that question. I would have to say a bungee cord. When I think about my leadership style, I want to make sure I'm adaptable, I'm flexible, I can stretch when I need to, just holding everything together and making sure I don't break under the pressure.
I love that. Now I'm going to go buy a bungee cord. You should sell it as part of your storage units. That's great. Thank you so much for spending the time and sharing your incredible journey. Truly, your leadership is such an inspiration, and you're really setting the bar for the rest of the industry. Thanks again.
Thanks, Lori.